Hey there everyone, how are you all doing today? As I'm sure most of you know, this wonderful game turned 17 just a little bit ago. So what I figured we'd do is we'd just kind of play the game, have some fun, and reminisce about the good old times. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. And specifically when it comes to this game, this is the SSX game that I've played the most, and consequently also the one that I have like the most fond memories of. So yeah, I guess we'll just start from the start, right? This was the first SSX game I ever played. I had it gifted to me, and even though I was really bad at it from the start, I was kind of playing Snow Jam and Metro City in single event because I didn't know what Conquer the Mountain was yet. And I was getting times that were like 5.5 minutes on Snow Jam and 6.5 on Metro City. I was the best damn kid at getting stuck between buildings in Metro City, I'll tell you that for free. But, you know, even though I was bad at it, for some reason I still really enjoyed it, and I kept playing and had some fun, and this was actually one of the few games that I actually got my parents to play with me as well, so it wasn't much, but my mom and my dad did play this game with me a little bit, and my dad was actually the first person in the household who managed to get a gold medal. That was on a Snow Jam in single event. And I cherish these things especially because it was some of the last things that my mom was able to really do with me before she went on to pass away the next year. I would have been like 6 at the time, and because she was kind of ill, it was hard for her to get really involved, both in terms of like video games and in terms of doing stuff in real life, like, you know, being outside. I was a very outdoorsy person as a young kid, so it was hard, but I really do cherish those memories, and I appreciate that she was able to do that with me. I hold those memories very dear to this day, and yeah, she was a really great parent. And then, you know, eventually as we kept on playing, I started getting a little better, and I, you know, had some fun, and then at some point I turned 8, and because I still loved this game at that point, I actually decided to have my 8th birthday party. My 8th birthday party was almost kind of a front for an SSX tournament between my friends and I. So I gathered up all my friends, we played some SSX, and it was actually a surprisingly even match between most of them. Me and one of my friends had played this game a lot more than all the others, so we ended up trading blows for first and second. But all my other friends actually put up a very even and interesting fight for all the other spots, so I think it was fun. I ended up like making paper medals and everything, so no expenses spared for my 8th birthday party. It was fun, and it's a memory that I treasure. And this, like around this time, was also when I started deciding that, hey, I really like this game, I want to try and get good at it, like really good at it. So this was when I started kind of looking into runs, because I just barely had a good enough internet connection that would allow me to do that. So I looked at some of the stuff that was available on YouTube at first, and that was good fun, so I kind of picked up a lot from there, watching stuff like Obi's old runs and Restapo's old runs and all of that. And it really taught me a lot, so I think one of the first things that I did in terms of trying to score highly was I tried to learn R&B. Like after a while, this would have been in like 2008 or so, I believe, I was able to put down scores like 4 million on R&B, and I was quite happy with that. And from there I kind of just left it alone for the most part. I took kind of a bit of a hiatus between years 2008 and 2009. But then when I came back in 2009, apparently I had some business to tend to, because that became the year where I actually got my first world record in this game. So my friend and I had been, you know, we had been prowling YouTube looking for runs and stuff to learn from and just enjoy watching in general. And we came across Lieutenant Unreal, or Chaos Racer's 201 Metro City No Booths run. And that run was a big inspiration to us. We decided to see like how well we could do on Metro City, because we were already pretty good at Metro, and we were like, okay, well, yeah, maybe we can do something cool. So we ended up grinding that track, all day, every day. And eventually, my friend was actually able to get a 2-minute flat, which was a new record at the time for the no phone boost category. So I was really happy for him. And then, like after that, I ended up spending 14 hours a day, or no, sorry, 10 hours a day for 14 days trying to grind out a run myself, and eventually I actually managed to get a 159. Now it's kind of a fun fact that that video didn't get uploaded until 2 years later because I didn't have the internet to. But I made sure to save the replay in 2009, knowing that I'd probably be able to upload it one day. Or at the very least, I'd be able to share it with someone one day. Like, maybe I wouldn't be able to upload it to YouTube or anything, but I would at the very least, you know, possibly be able to upload the replay file so someone else could look into that. So it just kind of lay dormant there for a while. And then a few years later, we go from having, you know, what is essentially glorified dial-up to having a very low-level broadband connection. You know, good enough to upload short YouTube videos and stuff. But I didn't really have anything to record it with, so you know what I did? This was in 2011, mind you, that this happened. But how I uploaded my first ever SSX video to YouTube was that I took the webcam on my laptop, which was really awful. I pointed it directly at the screen in my dark room, and, you know, it worked, but the recording itself came out looking really bad, and in like an average of 10 to 15 frames per second. So, you know, it wasn't ideal, but it was all that I had at the time. So I got really happy when I eventually later found a camcorder that I could use, which made the runs look a lot more, you know, run-like. They looked a lot more tolerable, for sure. And this is where I started uploading videos to my old channel, Norske Talenter T for real, and like, it was kind of the start of so much to come. I didn't realize it at the time, but I uploaded those runs for fun. I shared them with the community on on Mercury City, and made a lot of friends that I am blessed to still be able to talk to over there. Recently talked to QP, Flipper and I are in talks every now and again. I know Mystic and Restapo, all of you guys are still checking on the SSX community, so yeah, I mean, I guess I just want to say I'm really grateful to all of you guys for being there, not just to kind of be able to help each other build better runs, but just in general, you know, as friends and people who I've found through these games. Then I guess we'll jump a few years forward, because picture the scene. It is late in 2015. I'm working on my SSX3 Let's Play. I am hellbent on getting 100%, and I don't know where all of the snowflakes are. I start searching for a couple of snowflake guides on the internet, and what do I find? I find like my first encounter with Twitch as a platform in years. Pretty much the only time I'd been on Twitch before that was to try and watch like competitive Call of Duty, but even that was really difficult because I just didn't really have the internet to watch streams. But this was shortly after I got my new internet, which was like decently fast, although it was data capped. But yeah, who else would I find but Rithik, streaming exactly when I go to check for snowflake locations. And I guess Google knows exactly what I'm into because, you know, it recommended me to his Twitch channel, and he was doing snowflake speedruns at the time. So I joined this channel, and from there, you know, we kind of just hit it off. We started talking about SSX speedrunning. I found out that there was a little bit of a history to like proper SSX speedrunning with splits and categories in speedrun.com and all. And I was fascinated by all of this. So, you know, I believe after a few months of being part of Rithik's community and doing my own runs and stuff, he eventually decided to give me mod, and like both on speedrun.com and in his stream, and from there, you know, it's kind of just been all up from there, you know what I mean? And this whole chain of events kind of started, you know, a lot of different things. It it opened up so many opportunities in terms of running into people that I probably would have never ran into if not for all of this. And we started building a community. We made a Discord server, and we just kind of started gathering SSX fans from near and far, and you know, whether you were a speedrunner or not, it didn't really matter. As long as you wanted to talk about SSX or in some way enjoyed SSX, then you were more than welcome to join up. And like, we've kind of been building community ever since. And it really makes me happy to think about just how far we've come. I believe the Discord server is getting close to being 800 strong at this point, which is honestly mental for, you know, no insult to the game, but like a relatively obscure snowboarding game, right? It's crazy to think about. But yeah, that was kind of where all that started. And then obviously over time, I started getting established on YouTube and Twitch, and started regularly uploading videos, doing streams. And then I still remember, early in 2017, I made the decision that, you know what, let's try and get this lovely game to a speedrunning marathon. So that's what I did, and thankfully they liked what they saw, and you know, from there we were able to take this game to ESA 2017, and I was over the moon about it. I was so happy to be able to not just show this game off to the world, thousands of viewers, and like create a viewer base that, you know, are finding out about the community to this day from that very video that ESA ended up putting up after the fact. And like, not only that, but the fact that I was able to play my favorite game for charity, like for the benefit of Save the Children, it was just a super surreal feeling. Not to mention ESA as an event in general was just incredible. I got to run into some people that I had talked to online before and hang out with them in real life. And yeah, it was really just a great time. The only problem with ESA is that unfortunately I did have to leave early because my grandma got sick while I was there, so I did have to leave like a day or two after doing the run. But I did get to see a lot of the people that I had known from online and get to hang out with them and just kind of talk with them and, you know, hang out on the more human level. So it was a really good time. And only recently, you know, I was thankfully able to do again ESA Summer Online. It was obviously online this year due to the current pandemic, COVID and all that. But even so, it was still an incredible opportunity, and I hope that it's basically going to, you know, fulfill the same thing that the first ESA run did, where the YouTube video will let people find out about the community literally years from now, and just kind of remain as a staple, a very nice way to introduce people into the community and show them that yes, this obscure snowboarding game does indeed have a community, and yes, it is an awesome place to be and you don't want to miss it, right? That's kind of the goal that that I set for these runs. And obviously, even to this day, this game dictates so much about what I do. You know, the fact that I'm able to make content in the form of videos and streams about this great game and have so many people and so many great people choose to tune in video after video, stream after stream. Like, there's no real overstating just how grateful I am for that. You know, what started as essentially just a hobby that I did for fun to share with a small group of people, including like Rithik and stuff, has grown into so much more than I ever could have envisioned it to be. I mean, in a way, it's kind of funny that I tell people, don't write off SSX just because you think it might not have a community and you think it's probably a dead game. You'd be surprised. I guess I'm kind of guilty of the same in a way, and you know, I've never been this happy to be proven wrong about anything, really. So, you know, it's kind of difficult to really put my gratitude into context, but you know, just the fact that not only that people are willing to get involved with the community, but the fact that people are so nice to each other. It's an understanding place. It's a place where you can be yourself. You can let your guard down. It doesn't matter if you're You know, it doesn't matter if you're tryhard, casual, speedrunner. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown. It doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, you know, anything. None of this really matters in the SSX community because we don't... Like, we just live and let live. The only thing that's a sin is thinking SSX Blur is the worst SSX game. Like, that's the only cardinal sin that we have, and I really appreciate that laid-back vibe in the community in general, and the fact that we're very accepting to one another, and I think it enables a lot of people to open up and take part in ways that they don't feel able to in other places. I know for a fact, because people have come to me and said this, that this is one of the few communities where they feel they're able to really get involved and interact because they don't think anyone's going to judge them or try and troll them or just, you know, give them a rough time in general. Especially people who would, in certain other communities, have a hard time fitting in, and, you know, that's one of the things that I'm really happy about and kind of take pride in as one of the SSX Discord server, like, community admins. It's just so cool, and, you know, no one's to thank but the community itself. Obviously, you can't have a great community without great people in the community to be great, right? And obviously this video wouldn't be complete without reminiscing and giving a shout out to all the modders and code monkeys who are currently doing the Lord's work in doing all sorts of interesting stuff with this game. Whether it is making custom texture packs. Leon Elvidal's 4K texture pack is an incredible piece of work, and I know for a fact that a lot of people love using it. It's very popular, and I see it posted, you know, in the Discord server, on Reddit, on Twitch. It's definitely a big talk of the town. You've also got everything from, you know, interesting challenge texture packs to music alteration is a recent one. And then you even have, like, and then you even have cheat codes that enable you to actually see decimals behind your seconds. Like, all of that stuff is super cool and wouldn't be possible without the great modding community. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. It's kind of crazy to think about the fact that this game has already existed for 17 years and been in my life for about 16 and a half. It's crazy to think about all the things that this game has added to me. It was truly... It's not an over-exaggeration to say that it really impacted my life in a very positive way and added so much to it that, you know, there's no way I would have had otherwise. And that's, you know, speaking both in terms as a kid, you know, how it was a place of solace after some early trauma that I had to go through, but even to this day, it's still, like, in my opinion at least, the best community on the internet. So yeah, you know, it's just kind of added so much to my life, and I hope it has to you as well. But yeah, I guess that's enough of me gushing. So, I mean, I want to ask, what kind of amazing memories do you have of this game? Or maybe SSX or the SSX community in general? Feel free to comment about it. I'd be really happy to read whatever your memories are. And if you're currently watching this, shortly after it goes up, I'm probably streaming through this game over on Twitch right now, as I'm planning to do 100% run and a little bit of completion work for this game's 17th birthday as well. It'll be a little delayed, but yeah, that'll do it for me. So, hope you'll have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll see you all next time. Have an absolutely bang up rest of your day. Much love, take care, and goodbye.